TheREV here. Welcome to my kitchen for another episode of Rev Cooks. So grateful to have you with us today. If you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Get involved, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. That way every time we're live, you know what's going on. What are we cooking today, Rev? Well, just a few short weeks ago, an amazing island in the Caribbean called Jamaica celebrated their independence. And one of my favorite foods is a quintessential street food staple in Jamaica, the beef patty. Listen, we're gonna make beef patties today. I love Jamaican patties. I'm gonna give you kind of my rendition and my take on it. It's gonna be an amazing recipe. I hope you guys love it and enjoy it as much as I and my family do. So let's get right at it. If you're wondering what a beef patty is, for you that don't know, Jamaica was colonized by the British, and they brought over to the island their traditional pasty, is what they call it. And so the Jamaicans decided that, hey, we're gonna take this thing and we're gonna make it better. And that's how we come up with Jamaican beef patties. They have that nice savory beef around a nice flaky golden yellow well flavored pastry dough. It's awesome. Let's get right at it. What I'm going to show you first is how we're going to make our dough. Alright guys, now to make the dough, we always want a really good dough for our patties. I got 2 cups of flour, have a teaspoon baking powder. We're going to do a teaspoon of salt. If you're using kosher salt, that's going to be about 1.25 teaspoons because it's more coarse. We want to get that nice color, that yellow color, and some flavor going. So we're going to add 2 teaspoons of turmeric. I know some people use food coloring and stuff in this. If you really want it bright yellow, you really don't need to do that, but you can. I like a little extra flavor in mine, so I'm going to add a little over 1 teaspoon of Jamaican curry powder. Now that our dry ingredients are in, just give that a whisk. Stir that up. To this mixture, you want to take a whole stick of cold butter. This is our fat, and we're going to grate it right in. Kind of got to do it fast and make sure that your butter is really cold so that your hands don't melt everything. The first time I ever watched a Jamaican grandma making patties and I saw this, I was like, what? And she was explaining that they also use different things to be the fat. They'll use different types of beef fat in this as well. But butter works just fine. Just got to be careful, if you're using a grate like this obviously, that you don't cut yourself, because we don't want blood in our patties. And to this mixture, you want to add 1 cup of milk. And you know what to do. Let's start mixing. Now guys, I'm not a professional baker. I like to bake things. We have to keep working this until it forms into a nice dough. As you can see guys, it's coming together nicely. I've had to, when you need to, just add a little bit of extra flour on here if it's a little too sticky on you. This is what I've had to do because apparently after I looked at my measurement, I used a little bit too much milk, but that's okay. That's what happens when you're doing things like this. Once you have a nice dough ball formed, what you want to do is we want to wrap it, set it in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. Just let that thing rest. Hey guys, now that our dough is prepped, we're going to do the one of my favorite parts of this entire process. We're going to make our beef filling to go inside the patty. Now I'm going to make predominantly beef and cheese patties. I'm going to show you how I like to do it, tell you different variants of it that you can do at home according to your taste. But I just think the beef with cheese patties just tastes better. So again, let me let you know some of what we're using here. I have a mixture ready to go into the beef in just a moment. Before we get to that, let's show some of our actual ingredients. We're going to start off with some scallion, some green pepper. Now you can just, green onion, I'm sorry, some green onions. You don't have to cut this too fine or chop it too fine, because what I like to do is take everything, and we're making almost like a jerk marinade. We're going to put everything in a mixer. Oh, we can't let that go. Don't escape. And we're going to blend it off in just a second. Like to use an onion as well. Green onion, white onion. We're going to take off the peel. You guys know how fun this is, right? You that cook, you like to deal with with this. Yeah, me either. Just 1 second while I throw that away. Again, we don't have to cut it too fine because we're going to put it right in there for a nice chop anyway. We're going to add, I like to add some bell pepper, just a small bell pepper. And again, you can take all the seeds out of everything you like, especially if you're not used to heat. I don't think bell peppers are very hot at all. So I'll leave some of the seeds in there. But I do like things spicy. These are the star of the dish. These are scotch bonnets, or what Jamaicans might call country pepper. If you don't have these or can't find these somewhere, you can substitute habaneros. They have a similar heat profile, but I believe Scotch bonnet pepper has a little different flavor. I've heard people describe it as more of a fruitier flavor. And honestly, in my opinion, again, this is just me, I think the country pepper, for me, the Scotch bonnet just tastes better. And so I'm just going to give this a little chop. Put it right in. For me, because I like it hot, seeds and all. Whew, and you can smell that. Oh yeah, this is going to be amazing. We're going to put these in. We're also going to add some fresh garlic. Again, it depends on how much you like. I'm personally going to use about 4 cloves. So this one here is really big. But it isn't going to hurt anybody. Now that our garlic and peppers are in, we also have to add one of the stars of the dish, fresh ginger. Multiple ways you can deal with ginger. You can actually just take a spoon and scrape the skin like so. I know a lot of people do that because they don't want to waste any of the ginger. To this, we're going to give it a mix. Can you smell that? Look, come, smell. Oh, my goodness. If we could just take it, right? Just rub it behind your ears and all over your... Whew. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and heat up some oil here. Got a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Again, you guys know cooking, I better turn this down a little bit because it'll start smoking. We want to make sure this is about, actually I would say move it to about a medium. Still getting used to this little special device that the Rev wants to cook on so that everyone can see everything better. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our spice mix right in. Our pepper, fresh onion, fresh ginger, scallion. We're going to add all of that. Let it cook for just about a minute. And if you did it right, that should hit you right in the eyes. Now that that's been cooking a few minutes, well, about a minute, turn the heat up a little bit. To this, we're going to add 3 pounds. You say 3 pounds, 3 pounds. I like to make patties in large batches. Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to use about half of this meat mixture, and I'm going to freeze the rest. That way I can come back and make patties whenever I want. Now, if you want to go ahead and make a ton of patties, you'll need to at least double, if not triple almost, the amount of dough that we made. You're going to want to add, obviously make more. Make them almost all day and they freeze very well. So you have two options. I like to just freeze some of the meat, and whenever I feel like making some patties, I'll get right at it. So we just want to mix this meat up good. Go ahead and turn the heat up a little bit. Let's let this beef start cooking with all these amazing flavors. Now we've been cooking this down just for a few moments to get all of those peppers and onions and everything incorporated into this beef. Now I want to season it. Now I'm going to put in the comments exactly how much of the seasoning I use and what is all in this seasoning. I'll go ahead and tell you. In this seasoning we have Jamaican curry powder. We have allspice, of course. We have white pepper. We have some seasoned salt. We have some Jamaican style seasoned salt. We have paprika. We have, that's about everything, I'm pretty sure. Some turmeric maybe a little bit. I'll put the exact mixture that I use in the comments. But if I want to say, let me look at what I have here. I would say for this mix, it's about a teaspoon of allspice, a teaspoon of curry, I think about a tablespoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of white pepper, a teaspoon of seasoned salt, and a half teaspoon of all-purpose. And oh, and one thing I forgot, almost forgot, because I didn't use fresh like I do sometimes. I used at least a teaspoon of chopped thyme in this mixture. As you can see, that beef is coming together. We're going to let this cook down, and in just a moment, after the beef is starting to really come together, all those seasonings are mixing and matching and melting together. I'm going to show you how that I get that velvety texture that we use in beef patties. There's multiple ways to do it, but I'm going to show you. If you've ate patty before, you know the beef is not like, it's a little more creamy than it is just like you were eating like an empanada or something that was stuffed that way. So let this cook for about 2 minutes, then I'm going to show you how we do that. Alright guys, as you can see, the meat is getting close to being ready, but still not velvety enough for me. So what I want to do is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of flour. 1, 2. Multiple ways to do this. I know some people I've seen use gelatin. I've seen people use a variety of things, but this is how I do it. To this, we want to add, what do I have here? About a half a cup of beef broth. And you know what to do with this. Give it a whisk. We're gonna whisk it up real good, get all the clumps out. We're gonna make this into like a slurry. Or for you that like to call it something else, maybe a gravy. Get all the clumps out of it. I really want to try this one day using gelatin and different things, just because I'm just wondering how it will change the flavor profile. But this is how I've always done it, and everyone loves my patties, so why change it, right? Especially for Rev cooks. We're going to add this to the beef. And we're going to stir it. We're going to continue to let this cook, and you're going to see that that slurry mixture is going to, you see it's already giving the beef that nice velvety, creamy texture. And if you don't feel like you're getting enough, just add a little bit more. We're going to continue to simmer this just for a few moments. Let that really combine. I'm going to cover mine because I don't want to use, I do not want to lose any of the moisture from it. Just a moment. I'm going to show you how to roll out your patties. Obviously, the way I'm going to show you is a little cheap way to do it. It's not a traditional way. I guess I can make one the traditional way as well. For this. What's up, guys? I'm back, and I'm on the selfie cam. Because here's the thing. Sister Rev had somewhere to go. This has been a crazy Rev Cooks trying to get all this stuff together. It's been nuts, but you know what? We can't stop, won't stop. We keep getting it. And so we're gonna make this work even if I finish shooting myself. Selena's sitting here giving me all kinds of advice and help, and said she would help count down, but she'd do everything, but I don't know. What do you think, Selena?
Good.
Actually, I probably can't show you over there. My wife will get mad because I threw a bunch of stuff everyone's supposed to. All right, anyway, guys, we're back. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set this thing up so you can watch everything I'm doing. And we're gonna make this work. Oh yeah, can you see that? So I've taken our dough out. I'm gonna show you how to get this rocking and rolling and get making some patties. Grab some flour for you real quick. I'll show you how I do this. All right, now we are ready to go. Set this aside. You guys know the drill. Get ourselves a little workstation here. Make sure we're good to go. Take our patty dough out. Let's start to work it. Now you want to get this dough out to a thickness that you prefer. I think about maybe a 1/2 inch works good. Just enough for us to start to, I'll show you how I cut a few pieces out at a time. It's looking good. All right guys, Rev is looking at what I got going on here. You can see all the little pieces of fat all around the dough. That's what makes it nice and flaky after it bakes up nicely. Let me show you how I am going to cut these up. Let me grab a bowl and I'll be back with you in just a moment. All right guys, we're back at an Operation Patty rollout. What I've done is I've taken a little bit of flour and dusted these a little bit. And how you want to roll them out, you can roll them as big as you want them. Typically patties are a little oblong shape. You can do it that way. This is more of a traditional way. And I'm going to show you, now this is the more the traditional way. I'm going to show you how to fill this in just a moment because I want to show you both ways I do it. When I do them this way, the patties are a lot bigger. So it depends what you're making. The other way that I do, which is a little more cheating, to be honest with you, is, let me use this one here. Get a little flour on there so they don't stick. And I will put it on actually an empanada folder I have. From here, so we have two options. Now obviously these are going to make different sizes. Let me show you how we want to fill these. And as you can see, our meat mixture is ready. Should give you a shot of this if my camera person was here. But you'll see it in just a second. We're going to take our meat mixture. We want to put it a little more toward us because we're going to fold it toward us. Don't be skimpy with the meat. These are homemade, so you don't want to be skimpy with the meat. They can come out. You're not making the, unless you're making these for your restaurant, then you got to be a little more particular. Not worried about being particular. I'm worried about people having a good patty and a lot of meat in there. And what happens when you have all that meat in there, sometimes it'll come out a little bit, but that's all right. Now, you can put regular mozzarella cheese or whatever cheese you prefer. The first person that taught me how to make patties actually was using sliced cheese, and I love it in this, so that's what I use. This is just sliced white American, and man, it really makes it takes the patties to that next level. Now what I like to do is take a little bit of egg wash. That's what we have here. Just go around the edges just a little bit. That egg wash will help us with our seal. And then, simple. You just fold, like so. And once you fold, get everything stuffed in there. Well, yeah, I used a lot of meat in this one. But that's okay. Matter of fact, sometimes I make them a little messier, homemade, so that they can be the revs. I can just say, well, that one's messed up. Got to do something about it. And from there, you guys know the drill. If you've ever made anything like this, just want to take your fork, just press that in to get a nice seal. Nice, homemade patty. And it's going to be worth it. Alright guys, so I've been shooting this in all kinds of batches. Hopefully the Rev's editing skills will hook you right up. But here I want to show you a quick way, if you're not doing the real homeschool way, the real old-fashioned way, this is one of my cheats. So if you want to make a little smaller one, what I have here is a little empanada press. I just take the dough that I've rolled out and cut the size, put right in the press. And what you want to do, make sure this amazing meat that you've chilled it, because if you put it on hot, what'll happen is it starts to melt that fat in there and it's a little difficult to deal with. So what we want to do is just spoon some of the meat mixture in there. And remember, you know, we're making these for home, so they don't have to be perfect. We want a lot of meat in them. And what I like to do is take a little egg wash and just put it around the inside, the edges, so that when we seal this, it'll seal real nice. Now, because of the type of dough we use, you don't want to press it all the way too hard, just enough to get it a nice little seal. Flip it, move it to your pan area. And if you want that authentic like your mom did it, you can still use your fork to press down the edges. Nice and gentle, press down the seal, pull away from yourself. Then take a little of your egg wash. These are going to go into the oven. We want to put them in for, you want to keep an eye on them. I usually put them in for at least between about 12 minutes. I usually turn them at 6 minutes, turn them at 6 minutes. Keep an eye on them and cook them till they're done the way you like. Hey everybody, we're back. It's been a long process tonight. Hopefully when you make this recipe, and by the time I'm done editing, you'll be able to have a lot less trouble, a lot less drama than Rev has had today. Been making multiple batches and different things. Kids hungry, kids want to eat, different things, people pulling at the food. My camera person just vanishing for hours, going to go pick up kids from soccer. It's just been an interesting night. And so I'm gonna pull out one of the many things of patties I've made, because after about 12 minutes or so, they're ready. So listen guys, you know the deal. If you're new around here, like, subscribe, get involved. And remember, always keep it kingdom. Let me show you what these look like. I got one ugly one, 3 nice ones. And after these cool down, they'll be ready to go. Till next time, you guys know how we do. Listen, like, share, get involved. Let me know how yours turn out. And guys, I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it all.